Again, in less than 15 minutes, I took you from doing a live on Instagram to it being a full-on podcast that you can put out. What's up, family? Just here in the office getting some work done, but I got this question in my DMs. Y'all know y'all love sending me questions, so keep doing those. Hit those DMs. I got those answers for you. So the question came in, Rock, I've been doing these lives. The lives are going good. I'm bringing on great guests to have the conversation and dialogue, but I want to turn it into a podcast, and I don't know how to do that. Can you help me? Yes, I can. Why not just answer this question? Why don't I make a video to actually show you guys how you turn your dope, amazing IG lives into an official podcast? And if you got a MacBook, you got everything you need. It's not gonna cost you a thing. You don't have to go get no new equipment. I'll show you the easiest way to get your podcast across all platforms and have you popping on the podcast tip in 20 minutes. But before I do that, go ahead and either hit subscribe or follow on Instagram and knock out that subscribe button on YouTube, because I got more of this stuff coming. And I got a whole series coming for those of you who want one-on-ones about your brand, to give you what your niche is, how to create dope content specifically either for you personally or for your business. I got them packages coming for y'all. It's crazy. But let's jump right into how you make a podcast out of an IG live in 20 minutes. Let's go. Right into it. Let me lower my seat a little bit. All right, let's jump right into it. So what you want to do is you're going to want to pull up, you want to go to Instagram, right? First thing we want to do is we want to go to Instagram and we want to pull up, what we want to make our Instagram, right? Our podcast, I should say. All right, so I'm going to go to the homies, the home team, which is Black Menswear, right? We do a podcast every week or so, and we do it on IG Live so we can get, as you can see, our last podcast that we did was with Black Wealth Renaissance. It's right here. It's currently, it's two or 3 days old. It's sitting at 3,000 views on Instagram, but we want to take it and we want to put it on the internet at a wider scale. So we want to make it a podcast, right? So what we do is the first thing we want to do is we want to grab the link that's associated with this podcast. So we're just going to copy the link, or you can come up here to the Instagram, to the URL, and copy that. But I copied it. I don't need this anymore. So you just want to get the link to your live, right? And just don't go willy-nilly grabbing people's content and making it your podcast. Make sure it's your content and you have the rights to make it a podcast. And the next thing we want to do, we want to Google IGTV, and it'll come right up for you. IGTV downloader, right? All of these work pretty cool. I'm gonna go with one that I've used before. Let's see, downloader. I'm gonna go with one that I've used before, which is, I'll go to, so now that we've identified which one we want to use Toolzoo. So we just put in IGTV downloader, and we're going to the first one. All of them work. You just gotta wade through all the salesy stuff. And this is Toolzoo. So I want to take my link and I just want to paste it there, and I want to come over and I want to hit download. And now you see it's working, and this is the file. So we know we're working with the right thing, right? So what we want to do here is we just want to tap download, and then we don't want this. We want to just close that out. And so it's asking, do you want us to download the file? Yep, I do want to download the file. So I'm downloading it. It's 382 megabytes. It's saying it'll take about 11 minutes or so, but I already have it downloaded. So let's just get right to it. So now that you have your file already downloaded, this is the next step. You want to go where you have your file downloaded. Mine, I have it in this Seagate portal, and I'll go to the files I have for podcasts for Black Menswear. Check in. Let's go raw video, and this is the one, right? Very, very simple. But this is the trick. Don't forget. This is where you want to be right here, right? You want to open this up. Once it opens up, you want to hit file, because all we need is the audio for the podcast. You want to hit file, you want to hit export as, and export as audio only. and save it to somewhere you can find it. I've already done it, so let's go to where I've saved it, and you'll see here, audio only. Boom, it's the podcast. Let's see if you can hear it.
Monday, happy Valentine's Day to all the lovebirds out there.
Cool. So now that we have that in play, we can close all of this stuff. Actually, just close that. We're going to stop that from playing. Remember what that file is, because you're going to need that file, right? Now we're just going to come over here to GarageBand. Now, I know that there's Pro Tools. I know there's Logic. I know there's Adobe Audition. And there's a plethora of different DAWs, which are digital audio workstations or whatever it's called. But you're just trying to get going. You already got a MacBook. GarageBand comes with it free. So let's just go up to our spotlight, I should say, and hit GarageBand. All right. And now that we GarageBand, you see it over to the left. And what I suggest that you do is create a template in your GarageBand. So when I say a template, you'll record your audio, record the music that you're going to use for your podcast, and leave it in there, right? And all you got to do is when you do your live, all I did was I'll delete this, right? I'll just bring this down here, and then I'll turn this one off. I don't need this one. All right. So all I did was, this is the file. Watch how easy this is to make the podcast. Boom, drag and drop. And it's importing a large file. What you see up here to the left-hand side, watch my cursor, that's the intro. That's the intro music, right? I don't need this right now, so I'll just turn the volume on this all the way down. Right? And I'm going to hit the space button so you can hear.
Neandre Broussard, CEO and founder of Black Men.
That's my intro and my music. And then once you scrub through it a little bit of music plays.
My guy Jalen Clark from the
We jump right into the podcast.
Renaissance. Now, Black Wolf Renaissance, for those that don't
Isn't that
know,
cool?
it's a platform.
Now, what you probably want to do is you'll have all of your controls, as you can see here, and you can play with it however you want your podcast to sound. And the good thing I like about GarageBand is that GarageBand gives you a lot of presets, so you can go to voice, you can go to effects. I would have to download those, but let's just go to voice. And you can do, let's see, something, a tracking vocal.
Platform that speaks to us and our community.
And you can see how it changes.
Saving formats and investing our money.
You can play with it, make it sound like telephone.
Community to a better spot.
Or you can use narration and beef it up. The whole point here is that you want to drag it in and just clean up your audio just a little bit. You got reverb up, ambiance, all those good things. Add a little bit of compression, and it sounds good. The next thing you want to do is you want to hit share, and you want to export song to disk. Export song to disk. Change the name of it to something that you, let's say, IG Podcast 5, right? And hit export. I've already exported it, so it works, right? So mine is already saved. Yours is currently saving. What do we want to do next? Now, I want to put you on to how I host my clients' podcast. Oops, I think I'm going a little ham on the mic. I have quite a few clients, and I manage their podcasts as well. And with those podcasts, I like to create a network, but I like to use a tool called Buzzsprout. Now, Buzzsprout comes with a very, very, very cheap option, but then you can get up to 6 hours or so for like $18 a month. You add an extra $6 and it'll do automation for you inside, right? So think about that. So all you do is you come here to upload new, choose your file, right? And hit upload. It's already up there, so you don't have to do that here, but I don't have to do it, I should say. And it's right there for you, right? And so another reason I love this one is because this platform allows you to, let's see, directories. You can come here and sign up for all of these podcast platforms. So we're on Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon, iHeart, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, Pocket Cast, Listen Notes, Player FM, and Podcast Index. And, when I get the time, I'll just sign us up for the rest of these. But it's super simple. We're paying less than $20 a month, and we have a great quality podcast as long as your content is cool. And you're going out to all of the podcast platforms. Another thing I like about this, check out this option here, monetization, right? We can sign up for sponsors. We can sign up for affiliate marketplace. We can put badges on there. So if we want people to go to our Patreon and all those other things, you can't lose with this. You literally cannot lose with this, okay? So again, in less than 15 minutes, I took you from doing a live on Instagram to it being a full-on podcast that you can put out. So if you're developing your brand and you're thinking about what ways can I get myself out there and I can cover the span, you go and you take your lives and you make them podcasts. The next step, I'm not going to show it in this video, is you take that podcast audio and you turn that into a YouTube video for more traction. You can leave the video with it, or you can take a nice stock image or make a custom graphic or even stock video and make a video for your podcast, and people can find it there. All right, it's your guy, Rock. I want you to do me one more favor and smash that subscribe button, smash that like button. And yeah, that's how you make a podcast out of an IG Live in less than 20 minutes.